So if you are trying to write a complex report or a detailed guide in Google Doc, but you are constantly flipping between browser tabs and digging through PDFs and spreadsheets for the content, your brain is completely fried with tab switching fatigue and it's very exhausting. But what if your Google Doc actually knew everything you knew or wanted to include in the report? And what if it can reference hundreds of your specific sources while you write without ever leaving the document? So today I'm going to show you that hidden workflow that connects NotebookLM directly into Google Doc via Gemini Gems through 3 simple steps. So step 1 is building the brain. So the first question is, how do we organize that messy data so that AI can actually use it? The answer is NotebookLM, and you can think of it as a specialized brain for your project. But for now, let us say you are trying to write a draft of a quarterly marketing strategy for your company, and you don't want generic AI advice. You want it to be based on your specific research. Now, first of all, go to notebooklm.google.com and then click on Create New Notebook. Now we need to upload our knowledge base, so click on Add Sources. Now I have some websites which I really like on marketing strategy, so I'll click on Websites and paste the links to the URLs and insert. Now they have been imported and these are the high quality resources on marketing strategy. Now this one says invalid URL. Please check the URL and try again. We will just drop this one. So remove sources or remove all failed sources. Now NotebookLM has huge context of your specific expertise. So all your research is in one place now, but here is the next problem. How do you talk to this data while you are in the middle of writing the report in the Google Doc? And that is where step 2 comes in, which is creating the expert using Gemini Gem. And this is where the magic happens. We are going to build a Gemini Gem, which is a custom AI assistant with a specific role. Now first of all, we need to go to gemini.google.com and then go to Gems and click on it. And in the Gem Manager, we have to click on New Gem. Now, as I said, that Gem is a kind of custom AI expert. We have to give it a persona. So first of all, we will give it a name. So for our scenario, we will call it Marketing Strategy Architect. And then we have to give it a description. An expert marketing consultant specializing in auditing, drafting, and optimizing quarterly marketing strategy reports for ROI and brand growth. And in the instructions, we want to tell it to create a persona based on our own high quality resources. So this is the instruction which I am going to give it. Analyze the attached NotebookLM knowledge source, which I am going to do in the next step. Extract the core marketing strategy principles, frameworks, KPIs, and every other relevant concept. Use this extracted data to permanently define your marketing strategy gold standards for all strategy drafting and auditing. Also create a checklist from those sources that you would refer to for drafting or auditing. You are not just a general AI, you are the digital embodiment of the specific marketing strategy framework found in that NotebookLM. And in the next step, I'll go to knowledge and I'll click on plus sign. I'll click on NotebookLM and then select the NotebookLM that we just created. And then click on add and then just save it. Now your marketing strategy architect gem is ready. Now your custom assistant is not just a generic AI, it's an expert that only references the documents that you have provided to it. But wait, do you really want to keep switching between the Gemini tab and the document that you are going to write? And that is where step 3 comes in, which is Google Docs integration. And here is the step that changes everything, because you can call your Gemini Gem expert directly into your Google document. Now this is the basic outline draft that I created beforehand using Gemini only on the marketing strategy. Now on the top right, click on the Gemini icon to open the side chat. Now this is the crucial step because the basic Gemini in the side panel doesn't have your context. So you need to use your marketing expert gem that you just created in Gemini. So for that you need to click on more options and then click on view all gems. And then you will be able to see the gem that we just created, marketing strategy architect. So I'll go ahead and select it. Now whatever you ask this particular gem, it will be responding on the basis of the sources that you have provided to it. Now I am going to ask it, please use your expert knowledge from NotebookLM sources and review the marketing strategy plan. And let us see what it responds. So it has generated the response. As the marketing strategy architect, I have reviewed your quarterly marketing strategy document against the marketing strategy gold standard, a framework based on the principles of strategic planning, demand generation, data-driven budgeting, and integrated execution, drawn from the best practices in your NotebookLM sources. So it has provided the sections and analysis against the gold standard that I had asked it to learn from the sources that I provided to it. And then it has also suggested some enhancements and focus. So the sections are objective, target audience, positioning and messaging, quarterly priorities, channel strategy, and so on. So it had responded with its review based on the wisdom that we had given to it in the NotebookLM sources. Now let us ask it next question, which is, let me know if I have missed something important. So I want to know if this report is actually complete or not, and if there are any important sections that I have missed. So it has come up with some of the important points that should have been included in the report, but I have missed them. Now let us ask it to do one more thing. Now all that makes sense, but please also add the SWOT analysis in the document. So it has generated the content on SWOT analysis that should be included in the document. Now either I can insert it directly into the document, or I can just copy from here and paste into the document. Now at this point I want to talk about a limitation about Gemini gems inside Google Docs. On gemini.google.com, these gems work perfectly fine. They will be able to learn from NotebookLM and also answer any question using the data provided in the NotebookLM sources. But when you pull up the same gem in the Google Docs side panel, it only loads the instructions and it loses the access to the NotebookLM source data. And this is the environment gap between the two gems. And until Google enables Knowledge NotebookLM access within the side panel Google gem, we will use the middle path. We will use the NotebookLM for the preparation phase like we just did. We put many lengthy marketing sources into NotebookLM to learn from and create an expert persona. And we will use Gemini gem inside Google Doc for execution phase. So if there are any sources which we want to access to get the data from, we need to import them in the gem from Drive in the Google Doc only. So let us say I want to use some extra internal marketing documents and last quarter's performance documents as well. So I'll click on the plus and then add from Drive, and I will include those documents one by one. And then click on add. So I want to use these 3 documents as well to prepare this quarter's marketing strategy document. So I want to ask Gemini, what were the 3 biggest blockers for our quarterly campaign in the last quarter, and how can we deal with them in the current quarter? So it has come up with the 3 biggest blockers: pipeline concentration risk, paid social inefficiency, and support staffing needs. Now this information is coming directly from the documents that we added. Now it has also recommended priorities for next quarter in the report to address these risks. So if we want to include these recommendations in the report, we can do that as well. See how impressive it is. You don't need to keep digging manually. So all you need to do is ask, and then this workflow not only finds the relevant information but also organizes it to add directly into the document. So you can brainstorm, ask it to become a critic of your writing, or even ask Gem to write the current quarter's report in the similar style as the previous quarters. So this workflow turns the Google document from a blank page into a collaborative workspace with an assistant that knows your data and research inside and out. And you are no longer writing alone. You are writing with an assistant that remembers every document, PDF, video, and note that you have given to it. Now stop the tab switching madness and copy pasting. So set up your first brain in NotebookLM, give it a voice with a gem, and bring it all into your document. And if you want to watch more such AI videos, please consider subscribing. And if you want to know about 10x learning using NotebookLM, please watch this video next. Thank you so much.